Hello lovely people, my name is Derek, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how you can efficiently learn Japanese by watching anime while still enjoy watching Japanese. I will also break down some different levels of study, depending on how intense you want to make it. Starting at a beginner level with English subtitles, working all the way up to an advanced level without English subtitles and relying purely on context clues and your listening abilities. And then finally, I will cover some different resources you can use while studying Japanese through anime. So with all that said, ganbarimashou! Let's start off with watching anime casually, as I'm sure most people will want to do when they watch anime. Regardless, this is a good first starting point for advanced learning anyways, because you can set the conversation and context points early, then you can build on your vocabulary and listening skills later. So what do I recommend you start with at this stage? Well, you'll want to have a convenient dictionary on hand, because you'll want to be able to look up words and phrases quickly without detaching too much from the anime. Remember, we want to enjoy watching the anime while still learning. My top recommendations are Jisho and my personal favorite, Japanese, particularly because you can quickly search and then save new words into flashcard decks of different categories. If you wanted to, you could even make separate categories for the different anime you like to watch. Just a suggestion, but maybe not One Piece. But Jisho is perfect for web browser-based studies, like when you have text on a web page, because you can install a browser extension that actually takes most of the effort away from you. So using both of these tools of Japanese and Jisho is the perfect wombo combo to completing the circle of life that is Japanese. Now, at this stage, it's important to remember not to focus on every single little word that you don't know, because then you're going to be stopping very frequently, and that's going to take all the enjoyment away from actually watching the anime, which is still the primary focus. What I classify as lower intermediate is how involved you want to get with learning Japanese. I still think inputting is better than nothing, but if you start outputting by simply shadowing, then you start triggering your brain waves to put the pieces together of this complex language soup. I strongly recommend you start shadowing, even if it can feel a little silly. It can actually be quite fun, and you don't even have to shadow every single dialogue. You can actually just choose a specific character or group of characters and then shadow and repeat everything they say. In my opinion, shadowing is one of the biggest benefits of watching anime, because you can visually see them in a scene and then act like the characters, almost like in a play. Just be mindful of the formality and appropriateness of the character that you're shadowing. Maybe don't choose the character that is very sloppy with their Japanese or uses a lot of slang. Now, this is the stage that you have either already watched the anime or you want a different kind of study session than what you're used to. You are serious about cranking out some study time and investing in study. You're willing to pause the anime and look up new words and maybe even grammar points during this point. And this is where my favorite tool comes into play. Animelon, a free tool that allows users to watch a decent selection of anime with complete transcripts of all the voice lines that you can save, download, and copy with user explanations of every line. This means you can watch and read Japanese subtitles within the video, and you can pause it and then hover over the text and get the definitions and meaning of the words and phrases. So this is a fantastic tool for getting practice with listening, vocab building, and reading. However, there are some negatives in that this website is very glitchy and doesn't always work properly. Also, there's not always the best selection of anime, so don't expect to find your favorites, or especially those newer anime that are coming out. You also have to be careful because the user translations are not very accurate, and sometimes it parses certain words or parts of sentences very strangely. So it's best if you already have a knowledge of Japanese grammar or are willing to look up the grammar points as you go through, because the grammar points are very rough around the edges on this site, and the user explanations are not always accurate. It's very good for looking up definitions of words and seeing the different readings of the words. However, it's very limited in actual learning capabilities. So this stage is the tough as nails section. And this is a stage I only recommend if you know a lot of Japanese or you've already watched the anime and you're just willing to practice at this point. And this is where you watch the anime without any subtitles or with only Japanese subtitles. depending on what skills you want to practice. Now, this stage is very simple, and that all you have to do is simply watch the anime and do your best to pay attention and try and understand as much as you can. However, if you have taken the previous steps beforehand, this is a very powerful tool for improving your listening and your comprehension. My main piece of advice for using this method is to make sure you select an anime that you already understand a lot of the words or conversations naturally. That way, when you go into it, now with only Japanese, you are forced to listen and try and comprehend as much as you can. This stage is also where Animelon shines the most in my opinion, because it has all the necessary tools you might need, such as turning off the subtitles or changing them to hiragana or kanji specifically. Also, at any point you can pause the video and look up a word if you need to. At this point, you should also consider changing the speed from 1 to 1.25 or even 1.5. Why? Because a lot of Japanese people speak very fast, and this is gonna help you improve with natural conversation and trying to keep up with the speed you're gonna be hearing a lot of. So now you should have all the tools you need to study Japanese while watching anime. And if you did learn something from this video or got an extra tool along with it, then please consider liking this video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel, as that will go a long way into helping this channel grow and for making future content for you guys. So thank you so much, and I hope you all enjoy watching anime.